All right, well, welcome to everyone in attendance. I'm Christina Pink, a member of the Clippers broadcast team on Prime Ticket. Also to welcome to everyone that is watching online as well at foxsportswest.com and clippers.com. Blake Griffin, the 2009 #1 overall pick. He is also a 5-time All-Star. He is the only player to score 10,000 points in team history exclusively in a Clipper uniform. This is the only NBA team he has ever known. We welcome him here today, along with head coach and president of basketball operations, Doc Rivers, and executive vice president of basketball operations, Lawrence Frank. We'll get a statement from each, and then we will open it up to questions. We begin with remarks from Doc.
Well, this is a great day in Clipper history. It's really nice when you get a guy at Blake's ability to say, I want to be a Clipper. I think that messaging for us is amazing. You know about his talent, and one of the reasons obviously we wanted Blake to stay is because what he has done, his body of work. One of the best passing, best scoring, best defending big men in our history of our franchise, and the fact that we can get Blake and keep him and build around Blake will be phenomenal for us. Our goals haven't changed, and the fact that we brought Blake back is a big day for us. So, but the messaging for me, more importantly than anything, is I want to be a Clipper. That is one of the things when we all came here, we want that. Like, this organization hasn't had that. And the fact that we have that now and that messaging is huge for us.
Lawrence.
Thank you, Christina. Yeah, I think along the lines with Doc, I think Steve and Doc were very transparent right from the beginning of the free agent process. And the process doesn't start during the actual presentation. It goes all the way back years ago, in that keeping Blake a Clipper forever. And for Blake, if you think about the history of the game, there's very few franchise players that start and finish their career with the same team. You know, the Duncans, the Birds, the Stocktons, the Russells, and this is Blake's ability to do so. And from a contractual standpoint, that's what we fully intend to do so. And if you think about what were the Clippers like before Blake was drafted here, okay? Never had a 50-win season, never had a home playoff series. And since that time, it's 6 straight seasons of nothing but success, playoff series at home, 5+ 50-win seasons. And I think a lot of things that gets lost for those of you who don't see Blake day to day is all the preparation he puts into his job. He's as disciplined and as focused as any player or person that we've been around, is that he makes basketball and everything that it takes to get ready about being a great player, he makes that his first priority. And I think, you know, Steve and Doc both felt very, very strongly, you know, that with Blake, let's make sure we can get this done as quickly as possible. And obviously we couldn't get done until Blake said yes. But this is a great day, as Doc said, in Clipper history. And we look forward to many, many great days because, as Doc and Blake talked about, we still have a lot of unfinished business. Although there's been great success since Blake's come here, there's obviously a much bigger goal. And I think when Blake signed up, that was the #1 thing. Blake is about winning. He's about winning a championship. And about being part of the best possible team that we can put together for a sustainable period of time.
Blake.
Thank you. First of all, just want to say how excited I am to be back. Obviously, this has been my home since I was drafted, and a lot went into this decision for me. Not only what was best for me and my family, but just the quality of people and work that we have here. That goes from owners all the way down to the coaching staff, to the roster, to everything just day to day. I think with Steve Ballmer and Doc and Lawrence, all the way down. In the end, I realized this was a no-brainer for me. This was the best place for me, and this is a place where I want to start and finish my career. And you know, also just to the loyal fans of Clipper Nation. I don't know if you could find the true fan base that's more loyal to a team. Having gone through a long drought, like Doc said, we have a lot of unfinished business here. And you know, this next chapter, this next season, for the Clippers and for myself, you know, I've never been more excited about an opportunity. I'm looking forward to getting back out there. So thank you.
All right, we've got folks walking around with microphones. We will open it up now for questions.
Hello, gentlemen. You too, Blake.
Hello.
It seemed like it took not long for you to make a decision. Why was it so soon for you to make that decision, and what made you decide, yes, I want to come back so fast?
Like I said, I mean, once I weighed all my options, once I really looked at it, once I got in the room and heard the plan moving forward, and hearing, just all the options and everything, the ideas moving forward, for me it was a no-brainer. I thought that this was by far the best place, like I talked about, from owner all the way down. I mean, this is an owner who's willing to win, who's willing to spend to win. Our coaching staff is obviously one of the best coaching staffs in the league. Lawrence.
Enough said.
Our, the roster that was already there when the day that I committed, and then also the plan for the future. I think I took all those things into account, and I didn't want to waste anybody else's time, and it was important for me to make that decision and then get to work with these guys into filling out that roster.
I think it's also important, Blake announcing so early allowed us to do more work. I thought that was very important. I think that was big for Blake. He knew if he was coming back, he wanted to tell us so we can go out and get the other guys and tell the other guys this is who's coming back. And a lot of players don't do that. And I thought that was huge for us, and it was a big thing for Blake as well.
It's for Blake and Doc. Blake, how do you anticipate what you do changing, if any, with a new point guard? And also, Doc, how much have you guys talked about life without Chris and how that will affect Blake on the court?
I mean, I think obviously our team looks different, but I'm extremely excited about the guys that we've gotten. Patrick Beverly, I was talking to my brother the other day. He's given people fits since college. We played against him my second year in college, and his team handed us our first loss of the season. And he was the guy that stuck out to me in that game, more so than anybody else. And Sam Decker, Montrez, Lou, all the guys that we've gotten, even the guys that we've drafted, I'm extremely excited about those guys. And the opportunity to play with those guys is awesome. I do expect my role to change a little bit, but at the same time, we have plenty of help, and we're big and we're fast, and that's exciting to me.
Yeah, echo, what Blake said, and obviously you don't lose a Chris and think you're going to play the same way. You have to play differently. He's that dynamic, and so you do, and that's what we'll do. We have a ton of versatile players, and one of the things that Blake said that the reason I really like this team is our size, the fast, the versatile size that we have.
Blake, obviously right here in front, yeah. The trade for Chris Paul happened before you signed. Did any of the new players reach out to you? And what are your thoughts on the addition of Gallinari?
I talked to Pat and Sam right away. I know Lou was in China and some other guys were around, but I talked to them almost right away. They reached out and kind of started that recruitment process. I would say the same day, I think it was, that trade went down. So it was nice to hear from those guys. Like I said, I'm excited about having those guys back. Danilo adds, he's a guy that since I've come into the league, he's one of those guys that's tough to defend just because you never know what he's going to do because he can shoot so well from three. He can put the ball on the floor. He can make plays. I think he's just a smart basketball player, and I think you can never have too many of those guys that just know what to do and what in certain situations, because then you're all on the same page.
Yeah, Blake. Your team now, and if you believe it is there added responsibilities that come with that?
That's never really been a concern of mine. My biggest concern was being prepared every summer, going into the season in shape, being on the same page with my teammates. And trying to help us win games, being a leader for us. And that thought is, I think that's something that on the outside you hear, but within the team, I don't think I've ever heard a guy say, hey, man,
It's just my team.
Whose team do you think this is? You know, it's just not how it is. So if it's not like that on the inside, then why are people so focused on the outside? Is my opinion, and we're not. So I'm looking forward to this next challenge with this new team.
Blake, right here. Congratulations on signing.
Thanks.
What is the status of your injury, and do you expect to be back by training camp?
Yeah, from everything, you know, I've met with probably 5 different foot specialists before surgery, and everybody's conclusion was that, you know, training camp was a very realistic possibility. So I expect to be ready to go by training camp. Within the next few weeks here, I'll be able to get on the court and, you know, ramp up things there. So it's been nice to be on the court, you know, just doing ball handling and free throws and stuff like that. But, you know, just taking it week by week, really.
Blake, I'm right here in the front. So congratulations on the contract.
Thank you.
How exciting is this for you to be in this situation, and how many new family members have you found out that you had now that you signed this brand new deal?
It's exciting, like I said, because this is what I've known. This is home, and this is the place where I started my career. As for the family members that we've kept them away for now.
That's Sam's job.
The new ones. But you know, it's like I said, it's an incredible opportunity, and I'm glad that this is the place where, you know, I'm going to be for the next 5 years.
This roster now, how do you believe this team is positioned to do what you guys want to do, which is obviously get to the Western Conference Finals, which this team has not done yet, and win a championship? How is this? How are the, I guess, expectations different from the roster you guys had last year?
As far as the expectations, I don't know. I mean, this team is clearly different. Like we said, I mean, the size and speed on this team is exciting, and I think playing in transition, getting out, keeping the ball moving, playing free is something that we're looking forward to. But I think we're well equipped. I mean, I think we have guys at almost every position who can put the ball on the floor, who can knock down shots, who can make plays, and who can defend. And that's, I mean, as a basketball team and as a basketball player, coaching staff, like what more can you ask for from your guys than having those qualities?
Doc, another player in the league was introduced yesterday as bread falling from heaven for the Lakers here. I wanted to find out, like, how important do you think that Blake joined your team, and can you make a reference, like a metaphor of how important Blake is for this team?
You got to repeat the question. I just heard heaven.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's good.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was introduced as bread falling from heaven yesterday. I just wanted to find out from you how important Blake is for this team if Kentavious is bread falling from heaven.
Well, if that's coming from heaven, I don't know what Blake would be then. I mean, my gosh. That would make him, you know, God, I don't know. I mean, so, I don't know. I mean, listen, I tend to just try to worry about my house. You know what I mean? And our house is pretty good, so we'll just leave it there. You're a comedian now, huh?
No, Blake, over here, when Chris left, the implication was that he thought you all couldn't win a championship here. How much motivation is that for you, being sort of the guy left, one of the guys left behind?
I don't need any extra motivation to win a championship. Nobody's words or anything can motivate me any more than I'm already motivated. That's been the goal since day one, and we've done everything we can to do that. We've obviously come up short, but so have a lot of other guys and a lot of other teams. So the motivation is still extremely high, I would say. It's not going anywhere, and it won't.
Blake, did you have a chance to talk to Chris about his decision, and if so, can you share anything about that conversation you guys had?
Yeah, we talked the day that I guess it happened. Not really much to share. He, you know, just told me his feelings and you know, wished him the best, wished each other the best, and you know, life moves on. I think we're now, like I said, we're focused on the future here. I'm not worried about what's happened.
The new players and all the pieces you have to work with, is this roster more suited toward what people call today's less position-oriented basketball, that style of play than the former team was, you think?
Well, we'll see. I think on paper it is, but obviously we have to get out on the floor and find that out. We're just trying to be the best Clipper brand. Like, I've said this for the last 3 or 4 years. We're not trying to be anyone else. I think the league always does that, and I think that's always a mistake. A team wins it, and then everyone tries to be them, and you're never going to beat anyone being what they are. You have to be the best brand you are, and if that's good enough, then you'll win. And so for us, versatility is important. But a lot of people would say, go smaller. No, we're going bigger in a lot of positions. At guard, I guess we're smaller, but we want to be big and versatile. I think that's the way we want to play. And so I think this suits us. I think that way this year is a better group as far as that than last, for sure.
You to Doc, Blake, and Lawrence, and for everyone joining us watching online as well. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.